Hello there and welcome to a new video. In this one I'm going to be setting up my monthly spread for October, and I've chosen some of the things that I think I will use, but I can't necessarily guarantee. And to start with, I have these two items. They did come from different subscription months. So I think this one is from last year, and then this one is the more newest version of like their fall or Halloween. I'm not sure, but yeah, they don't necessarily match each other, but I think it's kind of close enough. Hopefully I don't hate it. And then I've got my Marvila Plume 2 in the color dark brown and the color pumpkin. And then I also have my Zebra Mild Liner brush tip in the color green, and got my Uni Jetstream. And then this is a washi tape that I got from Amazon. I don't necessarily know if these are leaves. They kind of look like autumn leaves, but they also, to me, they kind of look like dinosaur tracks. So, you know, let's just go with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started by putting down some washi tape and figuring out where I would need to cut it. I really like this, so I think let's start over here. Oh, it's already cut. Interesting. Or I mean, I cut through the paper there. And actually, let me get you zoomed in. I'm actually going to use this side of it. All right, so that is looking pretty cute. Let's see what these leaves look like. And if anything, I could always take them off. But now that I have it more spread out, it does look a little bit more like leaves than dinosaur tracks. I think just because it's so transparent that on the tape they look like, you know, you could see the one underneath, but although they still look like dinosaur tracks in a way, it is cuter than I was expecting. I guess I haven't used this one. I feel like I would have remembered how it looked, but I don't know. All right, not gonna lie, I am loving this more than I actually thought I would. So, should I do some washi tape at the top? Sure, why not? Let's round it out and see where that leaves us. All right, so I'm actually really liking how this looks as far as what I did with the top washi tape going in opposite directions. It's kind of like, I don't know, it really is a nice way to kind of frame the month, I guess. I don't know if that's necessarily what I'm trying to say, but let's see. Well, before I start doing colorful things, I think I will put in some appointments for this month. So I feel like October is going to be busy in spite of the fact that it doesn't look like there's much on here. We're taking our dog to a rattlesnake avoidance class where it sounds pretty cruel, but it's very, very effective. And basically what they do to train a dog to avoid rattlesnakes, and probably even snakes in general, since they tend to look pretty similar, is that they put a shock collar on the dog. they walk the dog near the snake, and if the dog tries to go near the rattlesnake or whatever snake that they are using, they shock the dog. So it sounds pretty sad, but sadly, like, as sad as that sounds, it's just more heartache to have your dog bitten by a rattlesnake than it getting shocked once or twice. In general, especially if you don't use a shock collar on your dog on a day-to-day basis, the dogs learn right away. They don't go back and try to investigate the snake, but they will shock again if the dog continues to show interest. I kind of want to bring in some washi tape. So these are really cute washi tapes. A little note about these, but I don't know if I necessarily recommend them, or at least for me, I just don't have the patience. Yeah, I don't have the patience for them. They are really cute. It's not going to be long enough. That's the other thing too, is that it's not long enough. I don't have the patience for them because you have to peel the backing. Luckily on this one, it's coming off pretty quick, but they're just so, I don't know, I guess a little bit difficult to manage, unless if you have a way, if you use this washi tape, do you have a way to kind of get it off fairly quickly? Also, I might be putting that upside down. I genuinely don't know. But what I've been trying to do is kind of like potentially, like how it's already creating like a little fold or gap there. That's kind of been helping, but it doesn't work every time. If I didn't have nails, and nails as thin as I actually do, then I know that I would be quite frustrated. So the other thing is, like, I don't know how it would be like if I had nail polish on, which tends to, you know, thicken up my nails a little bit, or some kind of manicure. So I've put this washi tape down, and I think I'm just gonna put it back on here. So I think it's very cute, and it's very lovely washi tape, but it's also, you need a little bit of patience for it. And also I've been storing it in the Hobonichi card little folio thing. They fit perfectly. Kita, or King Gem, I believe is the maker of this washi tape, does have a book for these particular washi tape little booklets. So you can get that, but I think this was actually less expensive. And then this weekend we're going to visit my grandma. She is turning, I don't know why I told my boss 95, but she's actually turning 90. All right, so I'm actually going to be bringing in this orange color. I think it's orange. Yep, it's orange. This is a Pentel Fude Touch Brush sign pen. And if you can say that fast 5 times, buy you a Coke. All right, that's pretty cute. It's really bright, especially compared to everything else. So I don't know if I can do something to maybe tone it down, or I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna celebrate my grandma's 90th birthday and have family that lives out of town coming into town. So it's gonna be a busy house. Luckily, it's a pretty large house, so you can kind of get away if you need to. All right, so those are the actual appointments that I have scheduled for this month. And I'm gonna go with my Pilot Friction because I may be going on a trip. to North Carolina. I really want to go, but I also got news yesterday that the earliest I can be seen for an embryo transfer is the 20th. So I don't know what's happening on these days. The other days I could get an embryo transfer are these days. So if that's the case, I might go on my trip. But the only thing is I have to give myself injections, and I've never flown with needles. So I have no idea what it's like or what I need to do in order to and then I don't know if I'm gonna be on the airplane when I need to give myself an injection. So it sounds really complicated. So even if I do have it scheduled for a different day than the 20th, then I also don't necessarily know if I could do it, do the injections while I'm on the trip. I'm worried that this green is going to be too bright relative to this green, but it also goes well. So, okay, I'll do that. I'm going to highlight. All right, it's okay. And I think something I forgot to do last month is do my little highlights of the day like I like to do in previous months. Oops. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Starting to realize now I probably should have used my zebra mild liner in brown, I think is this one, just because the other one is pretty dark. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. And by the way, this is my Midori clip ruler. All right, so a little chat about last month. So I kept my spread pretty simple, and I think I've decided, in previous months I've decorated with kind of like the same stickers that I use in the weekly spread, but I don't think I'm going to continue doing that. It seems redundant, and what I do think I will do, at least as far as making the month a little bit more functional, is just kind of writing a highlight of the day or two, a highlight or two of the day, and then just kind of using the same colors that I used for other things, that I would use that to decorate more or less the particular highlight. And I actually really like how it turned out. It's a little bit simple to look like, but it also still looks a little bit busy, so it's kind of like a little bit of a balance between the two. And to continue talking about last month, I set myself these goals and I achieved my goals. So I'm pretty stoked about that, and actually even how I was able to accomplish what I was trying to do, especially when it comes to like a bigger project, when it's like you get off work and you're tired and you have to make dinner or do other chores if you have kids, I mean, it's like all these things take up your time, and it's often difficult to make time for these bigger projects that we want to accomplish. And so by setting up these like small goals that were definitely more attainable than just kind of the big goal at hand, the overarching picture, it was so useful in managing my expectations, I guess, as far as what I can do, when I can do it, and realistically get it done by. So I don't know if any of that made sense, because sometimes I feel like I just ramble, but this worked so well for me. I didn't set myself up for a second project to do. I don't know why I was going to, but I don't know. I really have no explanation, but I believe this month's project is going to be more time consuming. It's difficult to judge how I can get the project done. What I'm trying to do is embroider some socks for a like a friend's Christmas party thing. So it's especially like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like a little bit trickier to say like this design's gonna take me this long and this design's gonna take me that long. So it's definitely something I have to think over and I need to do by the end of the week. Doing this goal thing has really worked out. I didn't mark anything that, yes, I completed it. I guess I could have done that or just crossed it off, but in the meantime, I just am very happy that I was able to reach a goal, and especially because I had been working on it for about a year. And I don't even want to say working on it. I mean, I did start it, but I never finished it, especially like with the more complex things about getting it done. I think it's just like, you know, when you're faced with something that's a little bit difficult and you just keep putting it off and putting it off. But I think that was the thing about writing down the steps and giving myself a reasonable timeline. It made the task seem less difficult, or in a way that I could, you know, surmount that challenge. But enough rambling. Let's go back to decorating my spread. I can't tell if these two windows are the same size. I think they are. I just had a thought, because I've seen a couple of videos where people have done swatch tests, I guess, with different inks and different writing utensils on the new Tomoe River paper that Hobonichi is going to be using, and comparing that to the current Hobonichi paper. And I guess I could try this myself, but it's also like, well, I don't want to waste a sticker. But I really wonder how it will be to, like how easy it will be to like remove stickers and replace them if any of like whatever coating that they use stays on there or what. So that's going to be an interesting one. Sounds like my dog is finally eating her treat. I gave her some CBD, but she was refusing to eat it. She was super nervous about the thunder going on outside, and I think the thunder is over pretty much, has passed. Alright, so actually I did find some of the steps that I need to take in order to complete my goals. And I'm also seeing, I kind of stopped here. I think this is where I was like, so how much time do I devote? And I think I just need to pick X amount of time, but I don't know for how long. That's kind of where I got stuck a little bit. I forgot to hit record, but I think I've kind of figured out a system by which I could work with. So I'm writing the days of the week. I'm gonna leave myself a little space for maybe like a check mark or a dot or something, just to kind of indicate that I got this stuff done. my gosh, I'm so stupid. The whole time did not realize we're not in September anymore. Oh my goodness. The funny thing is, it's like I wrote the day correctly, it's just the month. Okay, I was gonna use correction tape, but I think I might bring in my trusty Zig Clean Color Dot marker in black. Maybe I could write over it. Okay, round 2. Well, it looks pretty sloppy, but for the most part, I've concealed my mistake. So I'm just gonna commit to that and tell myself it looks okay. Okay, so then the other thing I started doing was, since I have enough spaces, and then here I could put like a little header or something, I'm not entirely sure yet for these 2 blocks of space, but I'm gonna put by this date to do this particular thing, or do it on that particular day, but at least have it done by that day. So far for October 4th is I'm going to pick the designs that I want, so I could either save them to my Pinterest or, I don't know, just keep tabs open or something. All right, so to finish what I was doing with my goals, I think one of the complicating things is because I'm working on 4 different pairs of socks. So my brain was trying to say, okay, I should finish 1 pair of socks at a time. And although that is true, I think that I also don't know how long it's going to take me to complete 1 pair of socks depending on the design. So instead of telling myself that I need to have one pair finished by a particular day, instead I'm just gonna say, okay, on these days I'm going to spend time doing XYZ, so that if I do finish 1 pair I can move on to the next, but I will already have these preliminary steps taken care of, so I can just move on to the embroidery part instead of going back to square one, which this would be square one. So hopefully that makes some kind of sense. This week is pretty empty, but I also kind of took into account maybe some things that might tie me up that wouldn't allow me necessarily to complete my goal or my task that I've assigned myself. So that's why this week is looking particularly empty, because I don't know if I will be going on a trip. I'm also going to be going out of town for my grandma's birthday, and you know, this is not going to be a good time to be doing any of that. So, and then I remembered I had an appointment this day. So yeah, I think for now I'm happy with these goals, and I'm actually happy with how the spread turned out overall. Like I said, I'm probably going to put some headers or something here, or maybe just color. I'm not entirely sure. I'll go through my stickers and see what I have. Or maybe I could use this washi tape. Either way, for now, not important. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you're not already subscribed, I ask that you please do subscribe, because it does help my channel to grow. And yeah, if you did like this video, let me know by either leaving me a comment down below or giving it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about any of the products that I used or about goal setting, yeah, leave me a comment below and I will get to that. So anyway, thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a lovely fall October, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.